Hi everybody, welcome to my channel Frugalisama. My name's Sam. This is where I talk about all things sewing, and today is reveal day for Sew Frugal 2025. I hope you have all enjoyed the challenge. There's a playlist attached to the end of this video and down below in the description box if you want to catch up with the sewing vloggers. We've had nearly 50 taking part this year. A few have had to drop out for various reasons, so yeah, it's been a fantastic challenge with lots and lots of free pattern ideas out there being shared with you during the month of March. So I thought I'd just bob on today and share with you the things that I've made for the challenge. Obviously, I can't enter the challenge, but I thought I'd just show you what I've made and some of the changes that I've made to my plans. So if you cast your mind back, I was going to, well, I was making some of the items that I were making were inspired by the fashion brand Toast. So I'd spotted a skirt on there that I wanted to make, and this a little jacket and a top that I was going to make. And I was also going to make something else. So I'll tell you what I've made and what I haven't made. So we'll start off with what I'm wearing, which is a complete deviation from my original plans. And this is the Atelier Scammit Declic shirt. So originally I had seen a shirt by Chris Woods Sews, and it was a start here top. And I thought I was going to use that as a starting point and make a V-neck. And then I thought, why am I making things hard for myself? I did actually see Rachel at Stitched Up. She'd actually made the top, and I wasn't overly keen on what it would look like on me, so I thought I'd change my plans. And I think this is actually a top that she mentioned on her video, so I changed my plans and made that. So you can see here you've got two lovely little two little pleats at the shoulder here, and that is in as this like a substitute for a dart. So the darts have been moved up into these gathers, so there's no darts on this. You've already got the V-neck, so no need to bother about that. That's finished off with a nice facing here, which is stitched in the ditch down here, and then it's basically straight through from the bust through to the hip. Now I was unsure whether to make a size 42 or a 40, and in the end I went with a size 40. I went down a size. I'm not really keen on things being oversized on me. I think this fabric that I used, it's a shirt in cotton, and I think something a little bit softer would have been draped a bit nicer. It's nice as it is if I was wearing it with a pair of high-waisted jeans and I could have it tucked out. With this skirt tucked in, it's sort of not falling correctly. So yeah, the sleeves are finished off with just like a very small rolled hem. And then if I hold my arm up here, you can see that it's quite a low sleeve, so you can't actually really tell, but it's showing my brow a little bit. So I think I'll probably go back in there and just make those sleeves a little bit higher up on me. That's the only thing that I'm not quite happy with. But yeah, really easy. So the pattern company is a French pattern company. The instructions are written in both French and English. All I did was print off the instructions that I needed, so I didn't bother with all the how to print it off and how to lay it on the fabric and all the rest of it and the sizing. I just printed off the actual instructions that I needed, and it was literally I think it's because it's printed as like a brochure sort of style, so two A5s at either side, and I think it's just two double sides or one double side. It's next to nothing really. So, and I printed this off at home on A4 paper as well, about 15 pages to print. So really easy, free pattern for anyone who is a beginner, wants something a little bit challenging in getting these pleats nice and neat, and it is actually finished with French seams. The only alteration I made to this is it is quite long. It sort of comes down below mid thigh, and I shortened it somewhat. What I did is I took off 2 inches, and instead of giving myself like a 1 centimetre double hem, I gave myself a 1 inch double hem. So I used 2 inches in the hem. In that respect, I could actually, if I wanted to change my mind, I've still got a little bit more hem to play with, but cut off that extra 2 inches. It was just too much fabric for me. If I've got that, I prefer a little bit more shaping and what have you. So, but yeah, really lovely pattern, really lovely shape to it. And like I say, I will probably just go back in and make that a little bit higher under the arm. But I thought I'd leave it as it was. But it's a nice little shirt. So I'm really pleased with that. Don't think it's anything at all like the inspiration that I got from Toast. It's just a box standard white shirt, really. It's nothing like the inspiration I got from Toast. Those two items were really the skirt and the jacket that you're looking at here. So this is where it all started. I saw Toast had this a little. They were calling it a shirt, really. It was a kind of shirt, a kind of jacket. You could wear it as either. It had a collar on it, gave it that shirt-like feeling. Obviously, I'll put a picture in and then you can see what I'm talking about. Started with one of my really crap drawings. So that is like my drawing of what the Toast shirt looks like, and that's my drawing of what the Nino jacket looks like. So in order to make the Nino jacket, what I wanted to do was exaggerate the crossover here, add some ties, and then I actually instead of putting that collar on, I gave myself like a stepped finished, what would you call this? It's like a collar. It goes all the way around. I think they call it a collar on there. And then the other thing that I did that's changed that wasn't on either the on the Toast inspiration was pockets. There was no pockets on the Toast inspiration. There are square pockets on the Nino jacket, and I wanted to make a long slanted pocket here. Hopefully you can see that. So another really good pattern. I've made loads and loads of stuff from Fabric Star, and their instructions I think are absolutely perfect. If there's any particular instructions that you get stuck with, or that they perceive as a little bit more difficult, they direct you to a little tutorial. So I didn't really need any of that. So the back seam, if I just turn this round, this back seam here, you could omit that if you wanted to, but it's a flat fell seam, so it's a really nice little way of learning a new skill, I suppose, just adding a new skill to your skill set. And then the pockets are actually sewn into the hem, which is a little bit unusual, I think. And then it's all finished off with this collar. They're calling it a collar. I will call it a. I don't know what I'll call it. A hem, shall we call it, for argument's sake. So the ties I've put on, I'm not 100% sold on these ties. I must admit, I wore it on Thursday when I went out with the girls, and I just ended up shoving these ties in my pocket like that. But really useful addition to my wardrobe, this, in terms of I've got a little denim jacket I've had from, I don't know, from a ready-to-wear shop for years and years and years and years. And if I've ever get stuck about what jacket to wear, I chuck that on, and I think this is a really nice alternative to that. Quite boxy in shape, so it's not, if you've got something fitted underneath, it's nice little sort of throw on. It's grown on sleeves, and instead of it being cut with the grain lines parallel to the selvage, you turn it round so that the bottom of the jacket is parallel to the selvage. So just a little thing it's just unusual cutting, and I think I got it out of maybe a metre of fabric on my sizing. I think I sold a size 8 to 10 in this sizing. Made it in a lightweight chambray, which I got from Pound Fabrics, I believe, last year. I think it deserves a little bit more structure. It's okay in this, but it could go up to an 8-ounce denim. Fabric Store patterns are actually designed for linens, as you probably know, and I think a heavier weight linen would work fine. But it just works nicely in this. It's a nice spring jacket. So does it look like the Toast? I've deviated a little bit. It's got a little bit of a Japanese Oriental edge to it, I think, the way I've changed it, but I think it always meant to look like that. And the name gives it away, I think, the Nino. But yeah, I've sort of changed the pattern. I think the pattern stops there, and I've just extended how it crosses over there. So I think it would have come in sort of here-ish. I hope you can see that. Yeah, really easy to put together, and you just finish. I could have done that as a French seam on the inside. I was a bit lazy. I was in a bit of a rush. But if you think about it, you've just got your two back pieces, your two front pieces, and your pockets, and this finishing around the neckline here. So really simple, so really easy to put together. So really pleased with that. Get a lot of wear out of it. So my final make then is the wrap skirt that I made, and that was from In the Folds, which is a free pattern through Peppermint Magazine. Peppermint Magazine, a lot of the older patterns are still free, or pay what you want. The newer ones aren't free. I wouldn't say it looks anything like the original inspiration picture because they've used a really striking check design, and I think that was quite that's a bit that made it stand out. But in terms of design, I think it is actually quite close. So I will stand up now and show you what it looks like, but I'll insert pictures as well. So you've got, it wraps over here. You've got plenty of coverage, so no Marilyn Monroe moments there. We've got a couple of darts at the front, a couple of darts at the back, no pockets, and then it wraps through here, and you've got a buttonhole at this side, I think. Yeah, buttonhole at this side for the straps to come through. So some really nice finishing details on this. This again is in the instructions, finished with French seams, and you've got it's really nice and neatly finished on the inside. Really, I think if you're a beginner and you're looking for something that's got a few little details in it that want to push your skills. So for example, the French seams, because you're doing it on a more or less straight seam, really simple. A buttonhole, you're only doing one buttonhole. If you've never done darts before, really good one for darts. So for the fabric for this one then, I use the old IKEA duvet cover for this one, and I'm going to Spain later in this month, and I think I'll get taking this with me. It'll be lovely in the summer sunshine with this one. And like I say, good coverage on the wrap. You're not gonna be showing next week's laundry with this one. So that's my three makes, my three successes. Did have a little bit of a fail in terms of one that I hadn't planned of making, and that is when I was watching Tamlin's video, Sewn on the Time. She mentioned a little video by Jess Dang, and that was essentially taking a piece of fabric and you fold it on the bias like that. You draw in your hip line, measure up from your hip to your waist, and then you cut that out. That's supposed to be your waistline, and then you measure down here to get your hemline. You can make that whatever length, and I think the length is going to be obviously decided by whatever width you've got or whatever length you've got in your fabric. Cut it out, and then you've just got one seam to sew and some elastic to put in. So I did that. And this isn't part of the toast inspired one. And some quite precious fabric, and then I don't know where I've gone wrong. So you've only got one seam on this, okay, and that will be your side seam. So if I just fold that up now and show you the difference between one side and the other, I have no idea how I've managed to do that, but can you see it's like a good 4 inches, 3 inches shorter at one side than it is at the other side. So I've got some unpicking to do on that one. I like when I saw Tamlin's video, I thought, that looks really simple. I'll have that whipped up in no time, which I did. But because I was trying to do it quite quickly, and I was doing it mid-month, I wasn't doing it last minute. It was just like I wasn't really thinking. I don't know why I didn't try it on before or noticed that one side was longer than the other. So I'm now going to have a skirt that's shorter than what I really wanted, basically. But all is not lost. I think it's a fabric godmother remnant, is that? So it wasn't cheap, but never mind. You live and learn. Die and forget it all, don't you? So one more thing that I was going to make is my dress for the gathering, which is going to be next Saturday. And I've started drafting it. I spent all day yesterday sort of drafting it and toiling it, but it's not quite there yet. So hopefully I will have it done by next Saturday, and I will bring you another video talking about that one. But at the moment, it's a work in progress, shall we say. So I'll talk about it in a separate video, because I have made something else this month, and I'll talk about both of those in a separate video for you. So I haven't forgotten about putting together a video for you about all the different resources for getting free patterns. It's a bit of a challenge, is that one, because there's quite a lot of resources to put together, and obviously having watched nearly 50 videos, I found more, and people are sending me more and more. I don't want to make it a comprehensive guide, but I think I'll make it sort of places to think about, different places to think about, because I think we all know about the fabrics and the fabrics store and what's its closet, what's she called now, Tanya's closet. I'll think about it anyway. I think we all know about the obvious ones now, but I think there's quite a lot of other free resources out there, and I thought if we just put them all in one video, and people can check back on that. So once again, I hope you've enjoyed So Frugal again this year. Good luck if you've entered. Remember, we don't judge it, so please don't feel like we're judging your sewing. We're not. Just if you remember to tag myself and Rowan when you put your entries in on the 31st, and if you can possibly remember saying whether you're from the UK or from if you're international, that'll help us a lot when we do the draw, because there were over 1,000 last year. We've got a little secret in the pipeworks as well, Rowan and I, in terms of something to do with So Frugal coming up in May, all being well. So look out for that. I'm sure we'll be both talking about that once it's sorted. And that's it from me today. And here's to So Frugal 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.